If you guys can hear me, also seems that my phone is not doing too hot. Good, good. Hey man, welcome to the stream. I don't know if you can hear me. Hope you can. Now we're gonna be experiencing a bit of technical problems. I think it's because of the either the Wi-Fi or just the program right now. So give me a moment. I'm gonna go and get it. Oh dear. Oh shoot. How's the audio by the way, guys? I hope you can hear me. I hope there's nothing wrong with the audio. Is my mic being picked up? Hope it is. It's models and faces. So, all right, cool. So just to recap, we got these mostly painted now. What I need to do right now though is I do need to refresh our water and our palette because I want to work with a clean palette every time we have a new paint session. I totally forgot to prep the water, which is fine. It's easily remedied. Okay. That's refresh. That's the water. Let me just get the palette. Okay. Wet palette is here. Now, let's do a bit of a zoom out. Or not there. No, you don't have to zoom out. So right now, what's missing on the details on these models is I think we're gonna add a bit more. We're gonna use some ultramarine blue to correct some of this stuff, as well as get on into the details, as well as do some leather work on the pouches for Vespasius. And then we're gonna do some little bit of highlights, and then we're gonna start doing the most difficult part of getting these guys ready, is getting those transfers set up. This So first, we're gonna move these out. Let's zoom out for a bit. I have been painting for 2 years now. I have been into this hobby. On camera still. There we go. Much better. It's been quite some time since I started. So I've been working pretty hard to really figure out new techniques, learn how to deal with colors and such. But for me, the most difficult thing in the painting side of this hobby is these stickers. Surprisingly enough, because if you make a mistake with these, especially if you have limited and you don't have a lot of these, yeah, you're gonna be regretting a lot of your decisions. But luckily for me, even if I make a mistake with these things, I can easily replace it, because I have, at this point, with the number of boxes that I've bought, I've got like tons of these now. Tons of these transfer sheets. So even if I make a mistake, it's perfectly fine, because I have a lot more to replace. So right now though, we are just gonna prep all the ones we're gonna be using. Like maybe at first you would think it'd be easy to just do the water slides, but then when you start using this stuff, which are the chemicals that you actually use for applying the setter. So it took me a while to learn how to use these. And well, I learned that you have to you can mix the softer with a bit of the water so that it softens up the sticker, so that when you slide it onto the model, it does not it will easily start to like form into the shape of that it's sticking to. But the other one here, the setter, helps you get that sticker stuck on the model. So you apply it before on the surface before you place the sticker, and you apply it after, to make sure you try to crease out all the bubbles, so you can get a nice clean look on the sticker, instead of like it's either there's too much bubbles or there's like parts of it just flaking out. If you have placed too much softer, it actually flakes out. It actually makes it too soft and it just gets absolutely annihilated at a single touch. So that's why I'm very careful with these things. Now, you notice that there's a whole mess over here on this side because I was prepping these colors just so I can easily grab them. But I think we can put some of these away. Let me just double check our model here, what I need to use, what colors I need to use. So we are done with deep blue. Maybe I'm gonna pull out some ultramarine blue instead. I want to do some corrections on the flesh because it's way too bright. He looks like he's got powdered makeup on, which I don't particularly like. So I'm just gonna do a small bit of corrections here and there. Hopefully I don't overdo it. I don't want it too bright. Same with this. I placed a bit too much of the brighter flesh. So we're gonna do a correction of that. We just need to put a little bit of medium flesh. Just a bit, tiny bit, itty bitty bit. Then I'm thinking right now, okay, we need to work on the, excuse me, we need to work on the little details here at the back of Vespasius. So we're gonna need, where is my corn red? Here it is. Corn red. Let's put this away so I don't stab myself with it. Grab a brush. Let's prepare the brushes we're going to be using. Where is my 00? That's 1. Need my 00. Where are you? There it is. Grab the 00. Now this is not looking too fun. It's spraying a little bit. I'm gonna go get my brush cleaner really quick. Let me look back here. Anything scares me, so I stick with Gundam kits for now. Bro, you gotta try it, because even with the Gundam kits, you can actually do some stuff, some extra stuff with the Gundam kits. I actually want to do that with one of my Gundams, but I think I've placed them back in the boxes because they weren't, it kind of occupies too much space. But you can do some like wear and tear on the paint job of the Gundams, make them look like they're battle worn and stuff. You can adjust the tones in some ways. You can do a lot of stuff. You can get something like, you can do some effects like this where I'm trying to get some grim darkness on it, make it look rugged and make it look Although right now it looks pretty clean and there's some a bit of shading here and there, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna slowly add a bit of effects onto the model and hopefully we get what we want. So right now, let's do a bit of the correction of the flesh. I'm just gonna use a little bit of medium flesh here. Then we're also gonna prep the colors for. Let me grab the brush here. I can offload some paint onto my palette. Yeah, that's right. I'm do some leather work as well. Three. Oh, it's a bit of mixing. This should. There we go. Next up, we need. We're gonna need the counter blue. So. I want to do first is possibly no. Let's focus on what we were originally. I want to focus on what I said I was going to do first. I'm gonna work on the 00. Use 0 because we're going to work on the little one of the head first. So let's zoom in. There we go. Trying to think where I would like to do a bit of correction. I want to get right on his chin here because some of the blue paint that I was applying yesterday or the other day had gotten onto the model. Doing a bit of correction there. applying light strokes. Correct some bits here and there. Much better. Much more clean. Making sure that the face is the one that's more highlighted than the rest of the bottle, or rest of the head. Now we do the other one. I don't want to color everything, but certain parts of the face not to be overly. Just a bit of corrections here and there. Maybe I want that scar to look a little more expressed as well. Y'all better not have broken up. What? My parents' cats are in here. They snuck their way inside my room while I was prepping for stream. So they're here on borrowed time until one of them decided to just be really annoying just now, so I think they have overstayed their welcome. That scar. Just clean up on this. Mark doesn't want to clean up, so I will just better. Alright, the cat wants to go out. Next, let's go back to Vespasius really quick because I want to do his security seal here. I want to get that started. We start off with a nice corn red. Quite hard to like hold an angle where the camera can see my hands and stuff. Like I want this phone to be much higher, so I can freely position my hands any way I like. And the camera just focuses on the model that I paint. Fortunately, that is not how the crumbles, so can't be too picky about it. I just realized that my mic position is quite inconvenient, so I'm gonna switch the mic position with the bucket. So I stop hitting my hand on the mute button every time I reach for the water, which is much better. Okay. Now, let's do a bit of this Purity Seals parchment. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some flesh and mix it with the ivory we got. And then we're gonna it's a bit too good for this. Let's not put it just yet. Let's start with something a bit more darker. I'm gonna mix the brown with the white, with the ivory white. And then slowly apply that. Okay. I want to take my number 1 brush. Go there real quick. Next thing I want to do is I have to find that video that teaches you how to do the thrusters, so you get that that huge glow effect on it in the back. I want to do that. I don't want to mess it up on the first try, so I'm gonna divert away from stream for just a moment to find that video. My tablet here. Okay. Alright. I'm on let's do the boosters last. Since I'm not confident enough just yet. So let's focus on doing the highlights and some of the additional coloring first. I'm gonna take some ultramarine blue and mix it with our Candor blue. I want to find that mid-tone in between the ultramarine blue and the dark blue, so we can slowly progress the highlight. Excess. It's quite difficult. Now that video is saved on my history, I can now just continue focusing on the rest of the painting. So what I'm doing here right now is prepping the other parts of this model. Once we start using that ultramarine blue, it's going to be pretty bright. So it's going to be difficult to get that certain effect, that how the light will slowly progress the color from a dark color to a brighter color. So that's why I mixed a bit of the darker blue with the lighter blue, so we get that mid-tone. That tone, it will help it blend in some parts. Targeting now is just those areas that I want probably possibly to be highlighted by the light. Same time, be careful here because I don't want paint where it doesn't belong. What we're doing is just doing a bit of cleanup because some of the paint went where I didn't want it to go. Just quickly. For some of these parts, I'm trying to be careful so as to not add too much of this color, of this mid-tone color, because some parts of this model is not actually supposed to be that bright. So I am doing some of these parts ever so spared. In fact, some of these parts won't be hit by the ultramarine blue that we're going to throw in later. Kind of ate my words there. Ultramarine, 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 ultramarine blue. I was like, There's some parts here that should be a little bright. Like, going back to the earlier conversation about like how difficult or how easy painting is. Like, I've been listening to people, chatting to people who shared their experiences with it. Some people do have a hard time with it. And in Ace's case, like, he's totally afraid. I completely understand what his fear is. Is like there's that dread of like, oh, I messed up the paint job, I can't go back and do it again. That's true for certain models, like, or certain experiences. Like in one of my other, like, my earlier projects, I did not do so well with how I painted some of the model because I was trying to use a very difficult technique. That's for one thing. Don't just jump into a technique that you're not too familiar with just yet. You try and get some test dummies that you want to experiment with. Don't do it with the models that you are expecting that you want to be painted gorgeously, right? But at the same time, if you don't try and experiment and try techniques, then you won't really learn if you're too afraid to do it. But that's the challenge, right? Trying to overcome that fear. And to that, I say, just do it. Because you'll never know how you are, where you stand, and then how much effort it's gonna take you, right? Unless you try. Maybe for some it might take a lot of effort to know how to do it, how to get used to doing it, and all that. Like as I said earlier, it took me 2 years, and it took me like 1 month of just researching flat out of how to paint stuff. And as soon as I got back from vacation, I immediately just jumped right in and just went ahead and started painting stuff. At the same time too, I also researched like how to do corrections and stuff. And that's another thing that can help conquer your fear is, like, if you're afraid to make mistakes, first off, don't be, because there's many techniques and ways to actually correct your mistakes in the painting for models anyway. One of which is the easiest way is to actually prepare yourself some alcohol on the side and a small brush. So in case you decide it's like, oh, this paint job is not great, or I've made too many mistakes, I want to backtrack a bit, maybe do it all over again. Just prepare like 70% isopropyl alcohol on the side, and you just dunk the model in, let it sit there for a bit, and then pull it out, and then just scrub off the loose paint. The paint will come off really quick. It may take a few dunks here and there, but you'll get that paint clean off, and you won't have to worry a thing. You can always go back and do it again. Isn't really a big problem, unless you're constantly making the same mistake, which is a problem while you're trying to learn, right? But you learn how to overcome those difficulties at some point. Because people if they're really determined to, overcome the challenges, they can get there faster, even faster, because they know not to commit the same mistake twice. Well, that's the idea anyway. Like, I won't be surprised if I suddenly started getting comments like, "Oh, you should do this. We make sure models stand out more and stuff." Yeah, I'll probably take those comments into consideration in my next projects. But for the most part, when I paint my models, I paint them in a certain way. I want to achieve a certain look. So I don't always take suggestions all the way per se, because some of them, they have their own style of painting their models, so it might not align with what I'm trying to achieve. Because I've seen people who paint and it's not great, not great at all. It's like they don't thin their paints at all, and the paint job is so sloppy, it goes all over the place. You can't make high or low of what exactly he was trying to achieve with the model. So that's why, at least, I sometimes when I paint, at least I remind myself, at least I'm not that guy. Oh man, that's a bad way to think about it. That's kind of mean, not gonna lie. I should change that. That's a mean way to think about it. You tell me. Alright, let's do now the ultramarine blue. Progress the right. I hope this ends well. I hope it ends the way I want it to end. So I don't think I will apply a whole lot of it though. Just some parts where light is meant to be hitting the mark. Oh, you know what? This process will be made even easier if I duplicate. Uh, where is? Oh, I had a much better piece or much better shape of a sponge earlier. Huh. Right. I guess I'll work with this small bit here. So another thing. Let me put this up right here. Sometimes gotta look for new ways, or at least like research on certain stuff that can help you with your painting. And let me zoom out here so you can see what exactly I'm doing. This aside. So this is a piece of a makeup sponge that I chopped off. I'm going to cut it even into a smaller bit here. In order to serve the purpose of doing a certain effect that I want right off the bat. Right. Effect. I'm just gonna dip it in our paint. For this, I just let me zoom in. Let's zoom back. So I get that effect that I wanted. Not getting too much paint all over. And it goes where I want it to. And we get a bit of the blending as well as we apply this paint. now looking nice and clean. A little bit. Don't worry, we're gonna change that soon enough. Let's do Traybanek. He's gonna get the dosing of the sponge. Less sponge. The sponge treatment. Are you here for the sponge treatment? Actually, I did not do that initial coat we were supposed to put. Let's set the sponge. So we're back on the brushes again. Corrections here and there. Just a bit. Like, I'm tempted right now to actually paint in eyes. Let's get the magnifying here. Need to locate his eyes though. Maybe I should try doing the eyes with 00. Let's try that. Find his eyes. Very eyes, even with the magnifying glass. In fact, I'm just missing his eye. Alright, it was a good try. Let's just wash off the one that I actually placed on the edge of his. Correction. I think he was fine even with his eyes being colored. Oh, I think this one's already too dry. Too late for this one, boss. Yep. Cool. No worries. I have a solution. I have a 0.5 marker pen. But let's fix this. So at least he has one good eye. Where did I put the cupboards? Oh no, where did I go? I'm so busy with the showing off the little thing. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Right, back to it. Let's see. What am I missing? Let me think. We need to do these tubings. So I'm gonna get black really quick. So now that is done, I'm going to move on to the next step. Really quick. What I'll do now is let's go back to Vespasius really quick because we still need to do some detail work. Specifically, target the leather. Another picture here. Before what I'm gonna do is because I missed painting his belt. Accessory. Okay. That is corrected. Now let's do some leather work. Okay. Done. I wanna actually grab some adventure. So wait here because I realized that this right here is supposed to be metallic. Oh no. You can see this right here. That's bad. I mean, not a lot of people will notice it, but it's a good thing I saw it. Just, is an easy mistake to correct. Just gotta add. Not good. Hold on. One second. Gotta clean this really quick. All right. Gotta whip up a new batch of color. And is just doing cover fix. Make the corrections. Now let's deal with this. Again, I'm gonna let that dry a bit. Next up, I want to start with this. Just get started by getting some titanium white. Over it. Also, up this. Don't want to do right now is I don't want to add another layer just yet, because if I do while it's still wet, it's gonna mix in a bad way. So if I place red right now into this white, it's gonna mix into pink, which I do not want. So I'm gonna let it dry off for a bit. While that's drying off, let's do something. So I'm going to take a little bit of our shade paint I've got here. Been waiting so long for this. Been wanting to do this again. Now, need cotton bud, because I don't want this getting into places where I don't want it. The idea here is just to get it in the lines. looking at the field right here. This side. This side. Okay. Dad's dog's getting mad at something. Must be another dog. Only another dog can make that dog angry. Fine though, I don't mind. I'm used to it by now. Because there's so many stray dogs in our area, so can't really deal with it much. Okay. Mm, next, let's try now adding a bit of the red. Some yellow. Orange is not so impactful. I'm gonna need a bit more red. Put some corn red in there. Just a little bit. So what I'm doing right now is I just found out that I accidentally screwed the green cap, or rather the cap of the green paint onto the yellow. And so a lot of green paint has mixed in with the yellow, or at least it's mixing at the top, at the nozzle. So I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm trying to clean up the yellow paint before I add again. So I can try and get a nice orange mix, which I just got. I should go and look for the yellow cap. Cap. The thing there confuses me is how did the green paint get in the cap? Clean this cap later. So now though, I will connect it and get back to it. Oh, being called. Give me a moment. We're getting there. I'm liking how this is going so far. What do you mean Star Wars? What do you mean by Star Wars? I'm not doing any clone troopers. No clone troopers here. Kidding. Let's grab once again our shade paint. So we can work on this bit right. Move it down. Yeah. Give me a sec, cause I am like struggling a bit here with the angle of everything, especially when it comes to the camera, because it doesn't like cooperating with me the way I want it to. I try the part. Yeah, let's actually see how it looks with the zoom. Because like I've seen people who do their painting streams, they do it zoomed in. My only struggle is that of course I'm using a phone camera, so it's a bit off, especially when I'm inspecting the model and everything. Some yellow. Hold up. This is too. Too soon. Okay. Too soon. Too soon. Okay. I will try again later because it's too soon. The paint inside the thrusters is still very, very wet. Let's try on the other side. Maybe it isn't as... Nope, it's just as moist. Okay, nope. We're not getting in there just yet. Where else can I work on this? Before we put on... Oh, actually, there's still some areas of the model that still need shading. Oh, all right. That is, I think we can stop there because I do want paint to dry for, especially for the thrusters here. So let's do a bit of a review. What we did today. So today we got a lot of the outline paint on, the shade paint, so we can define all those lines here and there. Got some detail work done, did some shading as well. Also fixed up some of the flesh tones here and there. And got started with the thrusters. So let's try and get a zoom there. What I need to do next is probably add a few more layers. Review the footage that I got, or like review the tutorial that I got I was looking at a while ago. I want to add just a bit more yellow. That's slowly coming together. I think I just need to add a bit more white inside and then add a little more red and yellow and it'll be done. Then I think after that just need to put on the transfers. And then after that it's just a matter of finalizing the paint job and we'll be done. Then let's move on to Strayban. Strayban, same thing. We did a lot of the outlining, clean up some of some parts here and there that weren't exactly colored. So I'm sure people will be wondering, oh, why didn't you color some of these other parts, like this under part here and here? Like over here. There's some parts here I did not exactly color. The thing is like, where do I want my audience to focus their eyes on? So I want them mostly their eyes over here. So I won't be really looking over at the side here. It'll be either looking at front, top, a bit of the back. That's pretty much it. So wherever my highlights are is where I want to focus my stuff. A bit of blending, just a bit. Just a little bit. And there's this one bit I can see with my little eye. I spy with my little eye. The part that I did not. Alright. All he needs is his transfers. He'll be done. And then we just need to do the base afterwards. Alright. That's it. That'll be all. Oh, you arrived just at the end. Oh man, you arrived just as I'm ending, but I'm gonna let you have a look of what we've done. So far. Just final finishing touches here and there, boss. We're still gonna do some more work on the thrusters here on the jump pack. Still needs a little bit more work, but it's getting there. Still need to paint the base as well. And then get the transfers on, the little stickers for the ultramarine symbol and stuff. That's Vespasios. Then here's Strayban. Again, we'll be working on the base last. And then they will be done. So just minor details here and there that just needs to be done. But with that, that is all I'm going to be doing for today. I need to get the bulb right after this. So once again, thanks for dropping by, everyone. Real shame that you came in at at the end of the stream, Buzz. But then again, it's just like you just got. I'm sure you just got into the office as well, so kind of understand. But hopefully, I will see you later tonight. We can. I don't know exactly what you got planned. I'm sure you're gonna be playing some more Ball Pit. If I remember, you played last, unless you're gonna be playing something different later tonight. Let me just collect all the brushes I use. Doing a bit of cleanup here because I get rid of this green paint that managed to slip into the it contaminated my yellow paint, so kind of ruined the coloring at first bit of the booster. Terrible Silent Hill game. The game that you can barely run. You have to pray that runs for like, if it even starts up, it's crashing. Like gameplay, it's okay. Puzzles are interesting. Theme is also interesting, but performance questionable. Anyway, I'll do the rest of this cleaning job off stream. But with that, that is it for me. For those of you who are probably going to be watching the recording, if you liked and enjoyed this video, made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for your support. And if you enjoyed watching the entire thing, I hope you just hit that like button for me. Maybe leave some comments, maybe some tips on what I could possibly do for future models. And if you want to see more of this stuff, hit the subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Because as soon as I stream, bing, 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 there you go. Gonna let you know. Alright. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.